The countdown for the first ever Quad summit has begun and the world will watch, but China will be watching more closely than others. All four Quad nations have been facing heightened tensions with China, and the United States is pursuing allies to push back against China. Thanks to its political influence and strategic location, India will have a key role in this anti-China alliance. But the question is, how considerate will Washington be to India's own strategic interests? The early indications are encouraging. US Admiral Philip Davidson was grilled about India's traditional position of non-alliance. Even at the heights of the Cold War, India did not side with the US or the USSR. Washington, it seems, is willing to accept India's traditional stance and at the same time expand cooperation through the Quad framework.
Remain committed to their non-aligned approach, but I think they will deepen their engagement with the Quad, and I think that's a key strategic opportunity for us Australians.
The other possible flashpoint is India's oil imports from Iran. US sanctions prevent Tehran from exporting oil, but India, being the third biggest oil consumer, cannot afford to not buy Iranian oil. Admiral Davidson said that America was tracking Iranian shipments, but admitted that Iran's position as a net exporter will have to be considered. Joe Biden's attempts to revive the nuclear deal and lift sanctions is also good news for India. The signals coming from Washington are clear. America considers India to be a key strategic ally, one capable of deterring Chinese aggression in the region. The Trump administration had in fact declassified a report that revealed America's plan to facilitate India's rise to counter China. Further evidence of this strategic partnership is Pentagon's chief Lloyd Austin's upcoming visit to India. The Secretary of Defense will visit India on March 19th. It is his first foreign trip since taking office. Austin will meet Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. On the agenda are plans to create a free and open Indo-Pacific, increasing military-to-military cooperation and regional security. For more details, let's quickly go across to our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who's joining us live from New York at this hour. Susan, now in over 2.5-hour deposition before the Senate, Admiral Davidson's emphasis on Quad and India's role to take on adversary China was pretty dominant. What does it say about the US-India relationship?
During this 2.5-hour hearing, it was clear that the Admiral was really focusing on multilateralism in the Indo-Pacific region with the United States in combating the threat of China. At one point, he was asked how he would do that. He alluded to the Quad, saying that the United States, India, Japan, and Australia are diamond democracies, and these shared concerns about security issues, not only in the Indo-Pacific region, but around the world, is going to bring these countries together to try to combat the threat of China, not only in the defense field, but also cybersecurity and telecommunication as well. Regarding India, he was asked, we know that the United States is committed to India, but how committed is India being a non-aligned country? And the Admiral said that we respect that. We know that India has a non-aligned position. However, in the framework of the Quad, with multilateral cooperation and shared interests, he believed that India and the United States can work together under that framework. Another question that came up was regarding Iranian oil and how Iran is sanctioned to export its oil. We know that China is a buyer of Iranian oil, but so is India. So a question was raised regarding that, and the Admiral was very frank to say that we have to acknowledge that Iran is an oil exporter, and it will be, however, a policy issue under consideration.
Right. Susan, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin will be coming. He will become the first from the Biden administration to visit India on March 19th till the 20th. What should one expect from this visit?
You know, the fact that this is the first in-person international travel by top Biden officials to the Indo-Pacific region is very telling of the importance that this administration and the United States is attaching to the threat of China and how it's relying on multilateralism to combat that threat. Lloyd Austin will visit South Korea and Japan, and then he will visit India. He will meet with his Indian counterparts, among other security officials in the country. They are expected to talk about security pacts and defense pacts. We already know that India and the United States have a long history of defense cooperation. At least 4 pacts have been signed between them. So we'll see, the developments that will come out from that travel. It also comes just soon after U.S. President Joe Biden will be wrapping up the first U.S. summit of Quad members, that being India, Japan, and Australia. So that's significant as well. Later on Wednesday, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was also on Capitol Hill. He also said that the best way to combat China's threat, as the Admiral did earlier, was with multilateral cooperation. However, he did not specifically allude to the Quad.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.